Well, you don't need much in imagination to figure out what kind of hickory tree this is, because the name of this tree is called Shagbark Hickory, and shagbark is what it has. These flakes coming off this tree's probably 14, 16 inches in diameter. These flakes are, some of them are 12, 14 inches long, and they do not fall off. The flakes come loose, but they hang on for many, many years. They don't fall off onto the ground. I don't see any of them down here. So this tree just likes to be shaggy, and it's called Shagbark Hickory. And it is a common tree in the area covered by this channel. It is found in a variety of habitats, similar to red maple. We've got a lot of red maple growing in this swamp forest at the Gully Park in Warren County, Ohio. I've done a few segments on the red maple growing here, and also the pin oak, which is actually sharing this video screen here right now. Lots of pin oak back here. So this area stays wet, but this tree is often found in areas that don't stay wet, in well-drained soils, on hillsides and rolling areas, and in the mountains as well. So it's not a specialist. It can grow in a variety of habitats. I've never really seen it growing in real exposed rocky mountainsides, but in more open forests that would be found with red oak and white oak and other hardwoods. And oak hickory forest is a common name for a community of plants. So here's our shagbark hickory, and I'm going to do a comparison. Just down the trail about a half mile, there is a tree that can mimic this tree with the shaggy bark. Not all of those trees get shaggy bark, but they can, and this one almost always does. So if you see a hickory with shaggy bark, it's probably a shagbark. But if you're in a wetland or a river valley with a floodplain, it could be what's called shellbark. And I'll compare those leaves in a few minutes. I'm just going to show you the fruit of the shagbark. Probably about 2 inches in diameter, and it's got some deep grooves between the shell fragments. This will dry out in the fall and split apart, and the nut will be exposed. And the way you can identify this hickory from some of the others is it has 5 leaflets on the leaf. Many of the other varieties of hickory have 7 or 9 leaflets on their leaves. One that also has 5 leaflets is called the Pignut Hickory. I don't see any growing here, but I have found it in other parks, and I will compare the two in the future. But for now, this is the Shagbark Hickory. The leaflets can be quite large if the tree gets a lot of sun. And it is a common tree, and one you could probably find on a lot of hikes that you do in the area covered by this channel.